your job for you.
Take the mic.
This is Off Script. I'm with the beautiful Elle, Brooke. How we doing?
Oh, you just called me beautiful.
Oh, that's what I do, man. That's what I do.
Thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Now, I'm going to say, you look like a professional boxer in there.
Oh,
You're
God.
really putting on a display.
Yeah.
Now, what are you making of your opponent now, seeing them, and you've seen them around today? Are you going to obliterate them, or is it going to be a bit of a tougher test?
Yeah, listen, it's going to be a demolition job, and I know it. And seeing her in person, she looks way worse than Faith looked on the pad. So I have, the utmost confidence. And, looking at other people on the pads, apart from Whitney, I think Whitney looks really good. I think they all still look very, very, very novice-y. Like, there's a big gap between the men and the women in this tournament.
Well, I mean, you're saying this. You're already looking at new opponents. Do you think you're overlooking your current opponent?
No. No way am I overlooking her. I think there's too much bad blood for me to overlook her. I want to absolutely destroy her. Like, I want to be spiteful in that ring, and I want to get her finished. I don't want to just outbox her. I want to ruin her.
Talking on that bad blood, can you talk us through what happened out in Poland?
Yeah. So she had literally, it was being streamed on Kingpin, on my personal YouTube, and she literally put porn on the screen. Like, you can't do that. There's literally kids watching. You cannot do that. Kingpin didn't know because we mentioned it to Kingpin. Like, Kingpin was still fuming because it's their account. It's being streamed on. So, so I chucked a drink on her. Like, get that fucking off. And she came for me. So. Watching that video back, I am a bit embarrassed.
I didn't want to bring it up.
I thought you were going to go cheeky right hand.
The Elle we know would absolutely wigged her.
No, I think I'm in Poland. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not in my natural environment. And also I want that fight to happen. Like, imagine if something went wrong and and it doesn't happen. So I think you need to be very careful. For me, I'm skeptical. So I've already had an opponent pull out my first fight. So it is a bit tough. But it's the noises. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, we didn't want to bring it up, but thank you.
Thank you. It's really embarrassing. I've got redemption. Yeah, I need to prove to myself. Everyone's like, you're scared. I'm like, no, I'm not scared, but that's just the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. Fuck's sake.
So has this been the most motivated you've been to sort of knock out an opponent then?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, everyone says they're going to knock out opponents, but you've also got to think, I'm going to be wearing 12-ounce gloves as well, so there's a bit and it's 5 rounds. So I'm thinking it's going to be tough, but I don't think she's going to be able to uphold my pressure.
Well, there's no denying you have an amazing output. You're really able to put those shots together. However, people have been saying that defense isn't quite there yet. How have you adjusted that this camp going forward in a tournament-style boxing? Obviously, this time there's no avoiding anyone. It's to the finals. How have you adjusted it? How have you planned this camp?
The last 4 months, that's basically what we've been working on. We've been working on defense, movement, and also combinations and making those shots make sense. So that's what we've been working on, the rolling, the moving, the slipping, getting underneath, everyththing. So the head movement. So you'll see this weekend. You'll be like, because every fight, that's when you know what you need to improve on, and that is a mark, to see where you're at. In training, not so much. Whereas the pressure and everything, you know where you're exactly. So this time you'll be like, she needs to work on something else. But right now it was definitely defense and combinations.
Now what's also huge is your sister is fighting on this card in this tournament. That's mad.
I know.
Have you guys had any scraps behind closed doors? We're hoping it doesn't happen, but if you both get into the final,
what's up, man?
I know. We've had scraps when we were younger. We're really good friends recently, but I think that's us in the final. Even if one of us lose, that's the best possible scenario, because we both know that we're going to do well in on either Kingpin, other promotions, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm signed to Misfits, so imagine us in a tag team as well. That'd be sick.
That would be crazy.
Sister tag team.
That'd be crazy.
This is me training her up. I have a plan.
There you go, man.
So could you tag team with another infamous duo? There's KSI and Deji. I'm thinking maybe you take one. No. Who do you rather go with, KSI or Deji? That's what I want to know.
KSI or Deji?
In a tag team, of course.
In a tag team, I'll take Deji. I'll be like, Deji, you
take him under your wing.
Are we talking about boxing here, or what's going on?
I'll take them both.
Okay. Now, we're talking about the male boxing. There's some strapping males on this card.
Strapping?
Who's your go-to?
Do you know what, Jarvis and Zanetti is actually the fight that I'm most looking forward to.
Okay.
Like I'm gassed because obviously you've got the smaller, probably more skilled boxer, and then you've got the bigger brawler.
Yeah.
So you know, Tom looked amazing against Slim. Slim's had 7 fights, is it?
Yeah.
A lot of fights, and you know, Tom
put
was
the
tough,
biggest test.
tough for him, and he's never had influence a fight before. So it's going to be a challenge, and I think Jarvis has been in the ring once in 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So he's been out of the game a long time, but he's been training out in Vegas, isn't he? So I know he's been working on, really working hard. But then, you know, Tom's got raw strength and dog, a lot of dog in him.
So if you had to choose a side, Jarvis or Zanetti, who are you going for?
On the fence.
On the fence.
Okay. Now, my final question to you is: we've talked a lot about boxing. Now, I want to know the dream Onlyfans collab.
Oh.
Who would that be? Let them know.
Lewis Capaldi, if you ever lose your voice box.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm going to have to do some research on that. But, you know,
we're gonna get
I'm sure it'll be a great collab nonetheless.
We'll make that happen for you.
Oh, Lewis Capaldi. I thought you said a woman.
No, Lewis Capaldi, mate.
Yeah.
The real strappy.
Oh, in the tighty whities.
So funny.
Yeah,
I love him.
To
And
be
it made
fair.
me laugh. Not at.
Is that how to get a lady into
boys.
bed?
Yeah,
Humour.
exactly.
There you go, boys. Make sure you make them laugh, and you're good in the game.
And you're subscribing to Off Script.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that
thank you
helps.
so much.
Thank you. So
Thank
Give me a little hug.
you.